What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I desperately wanted to change the scene from just doing a top-down video about the Mark II. In this one, I'm going to do another studio update, which is something I haven't done for quite a while actually. Been running this setup for quite a while, but what I want to actually do is extend this. So I want both my monitor speakers to be at that level. They're too low at the moment. I'm going to extend this all the way along here so that I can have the speakers on it. And then what this means is I'm going to be able to have pretty much all my samplers underneath. And I think that'll be way better because at the moment they're over on a shelf behind here, and it just means that some of them don't get used as much because they're not easy to get to. I'm going to buy a hook to have my headphones be able to attach here. Again, I need to do a bit of tidying up here. So yeah, I'm going to attach a hook maybe here or under here somewhere so that I can just put my headphones on it when I'm not using them. And I also need to get a bulb for this. For some reason the bulb exploded, so I need to get a new bulb for that because I want that to be somewhere over here as well. And the other thing is that I want to paint this radiator white. So I've started painting these walls and I haven't got around to finishing it yet. But this is kind of like a creamy colour, you can probably see from the camera hopefully. So I want to paint that white. I've already got radiator paint, I just need to get some paintbrushes because I ran out of paintbrushes. So that shouldn't take too long, it usually takes about 2 coats. So yeah, they're the updates that I want to do today. I'm going to hit the hardware store and pick up some wood. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some improvements, and hopefully by the end of today, I've got a much better working space that's just more practical for me. Okay, I woke up too early and the hardware store's not open yet, so you will have just seen from that time lapse that I decided to clear all the desks down. So everything's off it now and ready to go for when I get back. Alright guys, I'm back from the hardware store. I didn't want to film too much in there. There's a lot of staff around and there's quite a few people as well, so I tried to get a little bit of footage in there. But anyway, these are the things that I picked up. So I got the E14 bulb, that's actually an LED one, so hopefully that fits inside my Salt rock lamp. I bought this wall bracket, which I think could work for headphones, to hang my headphones on. So I'm thinking something like this. If I stick that on like that, I should be able to hang my headphones on the end of that, which might work quite well. I got some paintbrushes so I can do the radiator, and I also bought a roller while I was there as well because I need to do the rest of these walls. You can see here I've only done about half of it, so I can get that finished with a roller, which will be much quicker. I was trying to do it with a paintbrush before, which is obviously just not right. And then I've bought 2 more of these and 1 piece of this board as well. I think I'll just cut this piece of board that I've got of this, I'll cut it in half and then I can use that as the top, so it'll have to be like 2 pieces. And yeah, I just need to cut a few lengths of this out to be the length of the shelf that I want to build here. So it's not too difficult. This is basically, this piece here is pretty much almost exactly the right length. I may actually just go to here. So I'll just trim the end of that and then use that as a measure for 1 or 2 more pieces. I don't know how strong this is going to have to be, but my idea is to have 2 lengths of this and then probably have a few along just to strengthen it. And I may need to put feet in the middle. I'm hoping I don't have to do that. I just want feet at either end, but it might not be strong enough. But all in all, that's going to mean I've got twice as much desk space on that bit. So I can have things stacked on the top and stacked underneath. Hopefully with all this stuff set up, the desk is going to be way, way better. So hopefully it's a worthwhile improvement. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is get these pieces of wood cut to length and then we'll crack on from there. First bit of bad news, I bought that new bulb and I've put it in the salt lamp and it just doesn't work. This thing is obviously completely broken. It was bizarre, I was moving it one day and the bulb just exploded basically. So I'm not sure what's happened with that, to be honest. Maybe the fuse has gone actually in there, so I could look at changing the fuse in there. It's a bit of a waste of money, but hopefully if I can play around with the fuse, I can get that to work. Okay, I've got those two lengths cut out now, and I'm just trying to figure out how deep I want this to go. So I think it's going to be wider than that piece, but hopefully I can use that as a leg. So I've got the Mark II here, and I'm just weighing up how deep this needs to be, really. I don't think it needs to cover the whole thing, but this kind of depth is probably about right, maybe a little bit further. Somewhere around that area is going to be fine. I don't mind if there's a little bit of poke out the bottom, but there could be some scope for some different gear to go under here as well. So I think I want the 202, the 303, the 404, the 404 Mark II, which is a ridiculous amount of SPs now, and then the MPC as well, and then hopefully, even though it's not really that functional, it'd be quite cool to just have the tape deck sat under there as well. So I'm hoping I can get the tape deck and all those bits. So I did actually leave that on purpose to allow cables to run up, but that means now there's nowhere for a foot to go for this, so I am slightly limited by that in terms of the overall width that I can do. But I think this kind of depth seems to be good, so I'm going to go ahead and do something along those lines. So making some quick decisions, I've decided that I'm going to use this as the width. It's a bit shorter than the SP, but I've realised that I've only got half of the width of one of these. So if it's deeper than half the width of one of these, I'm not going to be able to cover the whole thing with this piece of board. So I'm going to have to make sure it's at least less than half, half being the absolute maximum that it's allowed to be. Okay, I've got a couple of crudely cut lengths sorted for those ends. And what I'm going to do now is unscrew these and use these as the feet for the new bit, because I know this is the exact height that I want. So this is the original one that was on my desk. So I'm going to take these, put them on these on each corner, and I'm going to figure out a way of attaching the bits here to the ends so that it's more rigid. And then I'll cut a few lengths to stick in the middle as well. Okay, after some experimentation, I've taken the old feet and put them directly below like this. Now this means this is going to be slightly higher than my old one, but I remembered that my monitor does tilt, so that should be okay. That should be able to compensate for that. And now I can just use some pieces to go across here as well, and then I can just cover the top. Now it feels pretty sturdy. I think once there's actually some weight sat on it, it might actually be even more sturdy, but I'm going to make sure I really sort of bolster the ends so that they're nice and secure, and I may just run one piece in the middle. Another thing that I remembered is that my monitors are actually quite deep, so I don't want this to be too shallow or they won't sit on it properly. So I'm going to go and get one of those and see what the minimum width for that needs to be. Right, so realistically that's pretty much the minimum it can really be, because obviously I need to get the cables in the back of that as well. Okay, so I've just done a quick test with the old piece that I was using to have my monitor on, and that is fine, that works. So I'm going to do everything to that width. Couldn't resist, I wanted to do a quick preview of what this looks like, and I absolutely love the idea of this. Even the PO33 at the end there. Just kind of put that in for a bit of a joke, but this is going to be so sick when that's covered over the top. The samplers look so nice under there, but yeah, as well, I'm definitely going to have to get some sort of light to run underneath this beam. I think you can get those kind of like ribbon lights, loads of gamers use them. I think I might just get one to run under there, because if that had like a nice soft coloured light underneath, that would look so nice. Just something I wanted to add actually is, this is where I record my videos, and I'm always talking towards this wall and getting a lot of reflection. I don't know if you can hear it now from this. I get a lot of reflection from this wall. So I did buy some foam. I don't want to show you that area for too long, but I did buy some acoustic foam, and I need to get that up on the wall somehow. The thing is, I don't just want to glue it right to the wall. I need to come up with something for that area, but honestly, I bought that foam probably over a year ago now, and I've still not got around to doing anything with that. So that will be the next video, probably, sorting out something for that area. Right, I've got that piece cut, and as predicted, it was an absolute bitch to cut that by hand. But it didn't take too long in the end, and it's slightly too long. But instead of me just cutting off a slither of that, there's not really much point. I've just decided that I'll have both ends the same, just slightly overhanging. It looks quite nice. And yeah, that means I don't have to do any more cutting, which would be definitely a preference for me. So I'm going to screw these in now so that it's more sturdy, and then put some additional support on each end just to finish this off. Right, the top's fully attached to these cross members now, all by screws, and I found these two offcuts of wood, so I think I'm going to screw these into these pillars like this, and that should just give that an extra bit of support. I think I might be able to get away with not having the legs in the middle, just because I was thinking about this desk, and this desk has just got one continuous piece, and it seems to support everything that's been on it so far. So to have a smaller length with probably less weight on it should be okay. But yeah, I'm going to add these little supports on, and then possibly I might do some little cross members along as well. So I'm going to crack on and do those now. I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Those bits have just gone in there like that, so they're kind of covered, and I don't think that'll be too much of an issue with storage. They're only taking up a tiny amount of space. I thought that would be better than having those on the outside, so I've put them on the inside. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to go ahead now and get everything set up on there and give you guys the final kind of view of how everything's going on. And I'm going to have to sort out this absolute mess of cables as well. Okay, here's how things are loosely going to be set up, and this is looking really nice. I think I might actually paint this at some point later on, because I think if this is white, this would actually look pretty professional now. I like how the monitor speakers are like higher up. They're at my ear level now, which is supposedly how they're supposed to be. The lights just about fit on the ends. They're the ones I use for my video as well, actually, to light up the SP in the middle. But they're good atmospheric lights when they're not being used for that. All the samplers underneath. Unfortunately, there isn't room for anything else apart from the samplers, really. There may be room for something small over there. Yeah, I've got the wireless keyboard, but the only thing that I need to figure out is I'm not sure where my laptop's going to go. I may just have to have it kind of flat here, or I might have to buy a stand so I can have it like upright here. I've got my interface that will go here as well, so just pop that there. And then the only thing left to do is paint the radiator, which I'll do a quick montage of while I'm doing that. And then I've made quite a lot of progress today on the studio. I need to sort out everything in here. It's such a mess. I'll quickly show you this side. So this is everything you don't see when I'm making my YouTube videos. It's a real mess, and I want all of this area to be sorted out. Obviously this is a complete mess at the moment because I've been taking stuff off here. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that's not getting used. All these CDs, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I'd never play them, but I would quite like to keep them. So maybe some better shelves on here would be of my preference. But yeah, this is all going to take me ages. And I almost forgot about this. I just bought a wall bracket, and what I'm thinking is if I mount this on here, maybe like that, or maybe I'll put it inside, I can just hang my headphones on that when I'm not using them. And the fact that it had that big round end on it, I thought that's going to be good because they won't fly off. Right, I took a few attempts, but then I finally found that position, which is definitely the best one, just hanging there like that. So that's another nice little feature that I've added. Headphones can be stored there. Up top, we've got this looking nice. So yeah, going back to this again, let's get this bit done now. And I'll just do a time lapse of this. I'm not going to spend ages filming this bit. Alright guys, did some playing around and this is the final setup. I did manage to get my tape deck under there, even more weight on this table now, so I'm a bit terrified of the amount of weight that's currently sat on this desk now. So we've got the tape deck, MPC Live 2, Mark II, 404, 404SX, 303, 202, and two screws here, one for my keys and one for the PO33, which I think looks really cool there. So that's just on a little thing that I can take off if I need to use it. Super cool rather than having it underneath. A couple of my fake plants that I use in my videos as well. I would have preferred to get a real one, but I was running out of budget. Can't get this working at all. I think it's blown a fuse. I put a new bulb in and it doesn't work, so I'm not sure what's happened with that, which was a shame because that would be really nice there against everything as well. But in terms of the setup now, look at that. I think that's a massive improvement, and it's actually way cleaner on my desk now. I've got all this space here as well. So maybe I could even sneak my vinyl player on there as well. That would be super nice, so I could just bring vinyls back, sample them straight onto whatever machine I want to do. And I'm actually thinking about doing a series because I want to try and start getting out of the house a bit more with my videos. One thing I'm thinking of doing is going to different vinyl shops, picking up vinyl, and then when I come back I do a kind of roulette on what device I use to make a beat. So I was thinking of calling it something like machine roulette. I come back, I draw something out of a hat, and then whatever device I choose, I have to make a beat on that one. So I think that would be quite a cool concept, and I think that's something that I want to do soon. And yeah, just quickly as well, got the first coat on that radiator. That's looking way better as well. I just need to put one more coat on that, I think, and that's good to go. So it's looking a lot cleaner. And yeah, super happy with the updates. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I know it's something a bit different, but this has been an ongoing series for quite a long time, over a few years now. And there's still loads of improvements that I need to make. There's a lot more room on this now, so I'm going to sort this out properly. got the duster out. I'm gonna properly sort this out and then I can get more stuff on there. So hopefully I can clean up this area a bit. Probably clean these boxes up a bit. I don't need all of those anymore. But yeah, there's still some sorting out to do, but it's getting much better in here. And I'm really excited to do videos on this area now as well. So thanks for tuning in. If you like the video, please hit subscribe. I'll be back doing the tutorials about all these devices in the next couple of days or next week. And hit that thumbs up as well if you enjoyed this one, because it'd be interesting to see what you guys think of this type of content. Hope this inspired you to do something with your music area or work area. It's really easy to do and it's cheap as well. I have no carpentry skills whatsoever and I've managed to build all this area myself, so it just goes to show what you can do with a little bit of money. Keep making beats, guys, and I'll be back very soon. Peace!